Thank you for coming. I'm very thankful for this amazing opportunity to meet with you guys and to open my heart with you and to share my honest thoughts and feelings, my deep understandings about the purpose of our lives, our mutual life, that we're all in the same Noah ark in days of flood and darkness all around us, with no doubts, waves that never been seen before, and challenges that no generation faced with ever before. And not only from outside, not only physical waves, emotional issues and craziness with no end, with no limits, surprisingly going wilder and wilder every second and moment of our lives. I have a friend and a student and a very decent and loyal and friendly one. And this person, I know, he loves me. He cares about me and he cares about the project and he's sincere and honest and he's walking with me for years. I tell you, this person is dedicated to the truth. And he's a humble person and a sweet soul, a precious guy, a real, wonderful, precious person. And every, let's say, between 48 to 72 hours, he's crashing. He crashes with no control. He must crash. And when he crashes to all directions. He's just spreading all of his rage and all of his frustration and huge amounts of inner anger and lack of trust in people and lack of ability to grasp and understand simple things that one moment ago were the path, the highway of his life. Even though that I never, if I'm not wrong, ever disappointed him. And the opposite is true. I helped him more than anyone else in his life, and he knows it, and he saw it, and testified on that thing himself, and told me so many times, you for me this, and you're for me that, and you helped me with this, and you helped so many people, and he's involved, he knows, he understands, he's like inside. And when that crash comes, there's no one to talk to. He suspects me, and he cannot accept me, and he finds me that I am against him, and he has the clearest evidence for that. And how come? How can it be? I sat with you 2 hours ago, we spoke, we were friends, everything was perfect, everything was good. How come it happens to you? Why are you crashing so badly? We would be so lucky if it would be only him. But it happens in every house. It happens to us in every moment of our life. We're meeting people and suddenly, hey, you're not the same. What happened with you? And you talk to a friend and he was your friend 1 hour ago. And you go to your work and to your business and suddenly you not belong there anymore. And your loved one and in the house and your children and people are changing directions, and one day you're in, one day you're out. You want to be religious, orthodox, you want to be frum, you want to be strong, you want to learn Kabbalah, you want to be Chassid, and in the next day we need to save you for you not to run to become a priest. We don't know how to deal with it, and it's real, it happens to everyone. It happens to Jewish people, to from birth. It happens to people that are Baalei Tshuva, that are just trying to enter to the gates of purity and to learn some ways. And it happens outside with people that are converts, or people that are Gentile, that are Israel lovers and Noahides, and even for the rest of the world. There is darkness outside. And there are powers and energies that are pressuring our mind and our hearts every moment of our lives, that you just lose your grip. Suddenly you lose your grip from the road. You're driving, you're trying everything to be safe, and suddenly there's oil under your wheels, and you're out. You're in a different lane. You're upside down. You're in the driving to the other direction. And it already happened. Like you need to deal with the consequences already. That's your new reality. You're without a house. You're without a friend. You're without your family. You're without your faith. You're without your God. Like, where are you? What happened? Like, we were just talking about it and here you're gone. Like, I'm all alone. What happened? I had such faith. This is the flood. This is exactly what that happens in the hour of flood. This is exactly what that happens when darkness comes down to the world and you lose your way. And you don't have your Waze, you don't have your Google Maps, suddenly like rerouting and another 20 minutes to your path. Another 1 hour and a half to find you need to make a U-turn. Like it happens. And that's exactly what that happens with us. And the main thing for us to do is to survive. It's to hold on. What's the problem with that? If we would understand that our mission is just to hold on, to breathe, to relax, to hold on, to keep getting stronger, to strengthen ourselves, to learn a little bit more, to pray a little bit more, we would manage. But the problem is that 24/7 we have an inner speaker that is criticizing us and judging us and blaming us and pushing us to the wall for us to feel like we are the worst people on earth. And that is the main tool of the evil inclination on our pure souls to destroy our self-esteem. That is the work of the devil. That is exactly what he's doing with us. He's trying to break our hope and our happiness, our understanding that we are here to do. And as much as you can do is enough, is good, is okay. Like one day you're able to do more, and the next day you'll be unfortunately not able to do the same. You'll do a little bit less, but in the third day you might complete, and that's how you continue. You make 1 mile today, 20 miles tomorrow, half a mile in the third day, and in the fourth day suddenly you're going to get more power, and then someone's going to take you for a ride, and hey, 100 miles in that day, and like you're continuing, at least you are progressing. But the evil inclination is attacking the person to break his own self-esteem, for him to give up on the road, to say, no, I don't go no more. Look, if I'm able to make only one step, and suddenly I'm finding myself so many miles back, and here I crashed, and here I failed, and here I fall, and here I lost it, and what happened? And I don't want to continue in that path. That is the purpose of the evil inclination. Why? Because the free choice is in our hands always. Means that if you're going to choose to continue, there will be nothing in the world that can stop you. And this is why he's trying to convince you to give up on your own. Because if you're not going to give up, nothing's going to stop you. You're going to live in miracles and in wonders that will be seen to you, that you're going to recognize the amazing godly supervision on your life, that things are being patched one to the other, and the puzzle is being built while you're stepping on the road. And those bricks and holy stones are being put under your feet while you're stepping. And you recognize that and you see that. And a person that sees that he's able to walk on air, that he's able to cross mountains, that he can swim the ocean, there will be nothing to stop him ever from rising to the highest levels of them all. And this is why the evil inclination cannot stand that. You're so powerful that it's crazy. And this is why he needs to break your engine, your core, your heart, to make you feel that you are low, that you are worthless, that you are hopeless, that there's no chance for a person like you, that you disappointed heaven, that the Creator doesn't care about you anymore. All those conversations that you keep on repeating them over and over in your mind all the time. Who am I that Hashem will listen to me? Who am I that my prayers will be accepted? For sure that He abandoned me long time ago. And on and on and on. And I'm the worst. And no one is a sinner like me. Every student that is calling me, sending me messages and telling me, listen, Rav, I must tell you something, but I'm afraid. I'm holding my stomach from laugh. Like I'm laughing, laugh out loud. I can't stop myself. Like it's a joke. No, but listen, I sinned. I did the most horrible things in the world. That's where I'm on the floor already. Like it's such a joke. Like, what have you done? Yeah, I'm listening. Oh, you don't know. I was sinning. I went to a club. I did this. I did that. I lied. I cheated. I violated. I broke Shabbos. Like, guys, where are you from? Don't you see that your environment are all in the same place? Don't you see that you're not different than no one else? Don't you see that even more so, you have qualities inside of you that are rare? Don't you recognize that you have a heart that is beating? Don't you see and recognize the qualities of your spirit? Can't you see that you, against the stream, against all odds, against all chances, carving your way toward holiness and purity with not enough sources, with not enough energy, without having the right power, and miseducation, and lack of support, and horrible poverty, if it's in the mind and if it's in the holes of your pocket that are getting down to the floor? In reality, don't you see that you are doing something unique? No, you can't. Why? Because you're open to that filthy words of the evil inclination that is saying bad things about you and talking lashon hara, bad words about you, with you, 24/7, all day long, blaming you on everything he can find, when in reality, you didn't have no ability to change anything in your destiny. Anything. He will judge you and will let you think that something is wrong with you because of the color of your hair. What is that to do with you? How can you change that? With the shape of your brows, with the color of your eyes, with your accent, with your family, with your nation, with your religion, with your character, with the shape of your face, with the color of your skin, with the friends that you earned or found when you were 14 or 15, blame you on a party that you participate when you were 19 or 27, something that happened decades ago. He will go and kill you for it, and going to destroy you, and going to blame you, and going to explain to you that you're the one to blame for ruining not only your own life, just all your loved ones' life, especially those weak ones, and poor ones, and sensitive and innocent ones. You killed them. You destroyed them. You're the devil. No, you're not. Just he is the devil and trying to convince you that you are, when you are his enemy, because you're so powerful and holy and godly. Because every person on earth been created in the shape of heaven, B'Tselem Elokim, in the shape of God. And it means that we all have portion of heaven inside of us, that is the godly soul that is treasured inside our bodies. Because we've been created in the shape of God, Tselem Elokim. Which shape? God does not have hands, does not have legs. God does not wear a kippah or covering his head. God does not having fingernails. He's not walking. He's not like us, physical. He does not have a body. So which shape in our shape is equal to his shape? The physical shape? He is not physical. He's above physicality. He is God. He's endless. He is infinity itself. He is the blessed infinity. And Sof Baruch Hu. He is above the place. He does not have a shape. So how can it be that we've been created in his shape if he does not have a shape? That is the shape of your soul. That is similar to God's soul, to God himself. That is the Chelek Eloka Mimal. That is the portion of godliness that been given to you, and that is your life. That came out of the source of life, the Creator himself, that he is life itself. Chei HaChaim, the source of life, one of his names. Now he put life inside of you, and that life is a godly spirit. And he told us, Asuli Mikdash, build the temple for me, and we already did. We finished with that. We did it. It's done. It's ours. It's in our pockets. We did it. We earned it already. V'shachanti betocham. And I'm going to live inside of you. And then the prophet says, Betoch ami anochi yoshavet. Inside my people I live. He lives inside of you. He speaks with you in your own mind, in your own voice, in the voice of your positive thoughts, in the voice of the hope and faith and trust that are keep on rising and coming and approaching you with positive energy and with faith and with hope, planting those seeds for the redemption that is about to come in our days, in the darkest hours of them all. And people, and I'm amazed, people are not talking about it. People are not talking about it. People been frozen. Yeah, Frozen, it's an amazing movie. I saw it. But it's animation. It's not for us. It's not real. We cannot be frozen. And not Frozen too. We cannot. We must be normal people who inherit and received a certain blessing from their ancestors, from the holy souls of our ancestors who sacrificed themselves and put so much effort into that work of passing the torch of faith from one generation to the next, and from the second to the third, and on and on and on. And we got it. It's in our hand. We have that faith. We believe in God. We can understand that He exists. Now, what is separating us from really reunite with Him and becoming one with Him for good, forever, for the redemption to take place? Our depression, our low self-esteem, our sadness, our laziness. The fact that we read the stories in the Bible, yeah, Hashem opened the sea for Moses and his people. Great. When you stand in front of the ocean, are you trying? Are you trying? Have you ever tried? Did you make few steps? Like, let's try. Did you ever try? Did you ever stand like Moses? How the redemption took place? Moses, he did something special. What he did? For 60 years, 60 years, he was walking back and forth in the desert of Sinai and shooting arrows of prayer. It's written in the Gemara, in the Talmud, that there was no dot in the sky that he did not shoot prayers to. He was praying and 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 calling and begging and asking and requesting and hoping and yearning and asking again and crying and laughing and begging and convincing and arguing and screaming, and one day surrendering and accepting on himself, and then hoping again, and then re-strengthening himself and going to do the same thing again and again. And after 60 years of drilling to the Creator's mind, knocking on heaven's door, shaking the pillars, doing whatever he could, alone, isolated, rejected, neglected, broken-hearted, separated from his loved ones, from his nation, from his people, from his parents, from his siblings, from his best friends, from his own heart in the desert of Sinai. The Creator revealed Himself to him in the burning bush. It will happen to us as well, for our effort. When we will put our time into that real work to bring down the redemption, we lost our hope for the complete salvation, and we fell into that depression, and we are fulfilling our obligation by being religious. Okay, I'm keeping Shabbat, no one can tell me I'm not, I'm eating kosher, I'm good, I'm putting tefillin at 3, at 4 p.m. Okay, but I'm putting, I'm doing my thing. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't tell you nothing because you don't want to hear. But if you want to hear, you're going to hear an inner voice. You're not going to hear external voices anymore. Your heart will talk to you. Like the verse is saying, And Rashi, the holy Rashi, the holy righteous man, who is able to explain to us things that we would never understand without him, explains that verse. Lecha amar libi bakshu panai tamid. Lecha, to you, amar libi, my heart was saying, to you, my heart was saying, ask for my face always. What does it mean? Lecha amar libi bakshu, plural. You should ask, plural, my face always. To you, my heart was saying that all of you should ask for my face always. What does it mean? How can, who is saying, to whom, when, what about, in which situation, in what case? Rashi is telling you, telling us. Your heart is the Creator's messenger. The Creator is telling you, your heart is my messenger to tell you all the time to ask for my face. Your heart is telling you all the time to seek for heaven, to become spiritual, to believe in God, to believe in the Creator. Now, what does that mean, to believe in God? We just said that there is an issue with just being religious. I'm following, I'm obeying, I'm keeping the mitzvot. He obligated us. He revealed himself to Moses and the rest of the people on Mount Sinai. He commanded us, gave the holy tablets. Then they were broke and he brought another pair. Moses gave them out. Rules, oral Torah, written Torah, Shulchan Aruch. We have Mishnah Berurah. We're listening to our rabbis, following the truth. What do you want from us? We're doing our job. You can't tell me nothing. No, I can. Why? Because there's a meaning to the word creator. And the meaning of the word creator is that he's creating reality. That it's in his hand to change reality, to change the rules of nature corresponding to his will. When he wants something to change, he's just changing it. When he wants the water to move to the sides and to open a dry path, dry land in the middle of the ocean, he's able to do that. And trees suddenly will grow and bring out blooming fruits and tasty ones and liquors and drinks, and every juice and soda will be served in amazing cups that made out of warm ice if he desires, just for you, whatever you want, whatever you want. And you know what? We lack of that passion. We lack of that faith. We lack of that understanding that those wild things can happen to us today, now. We can see it in the movies. We can see it in Star Wars. We can see the Avengers. We can see all the animation movies of Disney. We can be fascinated. Oh, it's so amazing. When Moana is standing in front of the water and the wave is speaking to her from there, those are all sparks of truth that fell into between the nations. Those are the lost sparks that fell into the darkness of exile and are screaming to us, hey, mister, you're also able to fly in the speed of light. You're also able to jump from that corner of the universe to that in a second. Like Superman, like Batman, like Spider-Man. They're not really able to do that. But you can. But we can. You know why we can? Because we earned that in different lifetimes premiere. In those days, when we were still inside the souls of our ancestors, we were so devoted, we were so connected, we were so dedicated and gave our whole self to the truth that we earned an eternal blessing, an inner connection to God. And since that moment, our nature have not been changed in a bit. We just forgot who we are. We lost our self-esteem. Our deep understanding of the nature, simple nature of our creation by the Creator. It's not your fault that you're able to send angels to do things for you. It's not your fault to blame. It's not your fault that if you're a Levite, you're a person that is able to fly above the ground while carrying the Holy Ark. It's not your fault that if you are a Kohen, you're able to stand in the middle of the Jordan River and to stop the water. It's not your fault that if you're from the family of King David, you're able to say a name and to float and fly in the sky while fighting with enemies. It's not your fault if you're from the seed of Abraham that you can pick up earth from the ground and to throw it and that it will become arrows and knives and spears to hit your enemies. It's not your fault to blame. I never seen an apple that grew up on a mandarin trees. I never saw something like that. I know that from the original apple tree that had been planted by God in the Garden of Eden, we're still enjoying apples until today. Maybe it's not exactly the same flavor, but an apple is an apple. It's an apple. Also in the Garden of Eden, it was apples over there. There were grapes there, and we are enjoying grapes today as well. Those are grapes. They came from Garden of Eden. They came from there. Maybe they are smaller, maybe they are weaker in flavor, maybe you can find it hard to recognize the original DNA of that fruit inside, but if in reality you're going to break them down and you're going to put them under the scope, you will see that they came from there. You're going to find the apple inside of it. You're going to find the seed. You're going to find the essence of its creation installed inside of it. And why can't you find it inside yourself? Because you're not digging deep enough. You're not digging. You're not investigating. You're not asking, who the hell am I? You're not asking. You're allowing your depression to overpower you and to destroy you and to tell you that you're a loser, that you're pathetic, that you don't have no chance. If I will tell you that Sarah, our mother, she had exactly the same portrait as you, just physically, just the shape of the face. If I'll tell you that Isaac, our father, he had the same portrait as you, exactly, 100%. Would you be inspired by that? So I'll tell you, there is a reason why you're being called Isaac. There is a reason why you're being called Sarah. There is a reason why you're being called Abram, or why you are from the family of that person or that person. There are reasons to all those things. And in the secret of Kabbalah and secret of how the Creator under the surface making things, if you will investigate a little bit, you're going to find the greatness of your soul, and you're going to flame in eternal flame to illuminate the world with the light of your own simple soul. Because one spark of fire, one match can lit a whole forest. And you might be small today, but tomorrow you can illuminate the world if you're just going to recognize the potential of that tiny sparks that's still flashing from within. One tiny booklet that you're going to type, one small children book that you're going to illustrate, one video call that you're going to make with a friend, one WhatsApp message that will inspire others. You can never know how far the waves of your success will reach and hit. You can never tell what will happen, where the wind will blow your prayers. But when you don't pray, you can be sure that nowhere is the address. When you don't write, you can know for sure that nowhere is the address, for sure. But when you do, when you put your bread on the waves of water, with the days, it will come back and you will find it. You'll find it in a different shape. You're going to find it after it passed thousands of hands, but you're going to find it. You're going to see that the seeds that you planted 5, 10, 20, 50 years ago, they are already fields on fields on fields of sweet and colorful fruits who makes wonderful smell to everyone who walks between them. And you cannot see that. We cannot see that because we're not looking deep to find the inner faith that our ancestors took out from the well of the endless water that lives inside of us, the inner wisdom. I once explained it. The Torah is written with dark fire letters on a white fire blank of paper. that is the scroll itself. And the dark fire that is coming out, those are the shapes of the letters, are only less than 1% of what that really written on that white fire that is holding it. Because on that white fire, you can write whatever you want. All the truth that exists, that is a table, that is a house, all those are holy truths. That is your house, that is your family. It's a holy truth. It's a very important detail. Maybe you don't know how to make the right combination with it to be inspired, but with time, with days, when you're going to look at things in different perspective, when you're going to understand who you really are, who your spouse is really, who and where she came from, who were her ancestors, from which tribes you're coming to Judaism today, where you were wandering, on which states, in which lands, what happened to you, to your family tree, to your ancestors in the World War II, in the World War I, in the exiles 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, when we've been exiled, when 10 tribes were exiled, when we were standing on Mount Sinai. In all that journey, you were there somehow. And you just don't remember that, and it's okay. But you need to remind yourself that you were there, that you are part of the legacy. That you are part of the great picture. You're not that individual that today is walking in the 2020. No, you're not. You are part of a greater puzzle that started before creation, up there in heaven, before of time, when the Creator wanted to reveal His loving kindness. And He sat and consult with holy souls that were one with Him on how to execute that amazing idea into action. And we all decided with Him back then, in the ancient long days in heaven, before of time, that that's going to be the way. And we, as His loyal troopers, jumped into the mess, into the fire, and decided to go and risk our precious souls into a world that is full of lusts and desires and pain and sorrow and grief and poverty and plagues and horrible things and bloodshed that are taking place every moment in every corner of the universe. And tears and screamings, and people are being violated and abused and raped and killed for no reason. And that is part of the complete picture that we cannot grasp with our tiny minds, locked in a tiny vehicle that is our body, and the tools of our brain that are so limited and constricted. But in reality, we cannot see what really goes on. What really goes on is the completion of a mission that started in Genesis long time ago, when the Creator sent a beam of light, the most highest and elevated soul of Adam and Eve, the perfection of all, higher than all the angels, and dressed them in illuminated bodies and sent them down to earth. And what happened? It broke. Immediately it crashed, like my friend. It broke to pieces, scattered to the galaxies. Sparks fell all over the place. People lost their minds. This Adam, that Eve, they been broke down to pieces. Where are those pieces? Part of them inside of me, part of them inside of you, part of them inside of them. And all of us together, we're the soul of Adam and Eve. And that's it. And you want to go back to unity? That's our mission. We need to hold hands and to reconnect ourselves and to become one and to realize what is the mission of our existence. What's the purpose of our lives? And one match can illuminate the world. You can illuminate and lit billions of candles with one tiny flame of one candle. You just need to touch one of your friends. And if you're able to touch few, so touch few. And that's your mission. To reveal the inner flame of your spirit. And it's different than mine. You cannot stand here and to give my speech. You're not able to. But you know what? to talk to your children in the warm and loving way that you can, I will never be able to as well. You have your mission, and I have mine, and they have theirs, and everyone is unique. And if you think that you're not like him, so who am I, and who are you? You don't know what it means to be an undercover soldier. You still don't understand what it means to serve behind the enemy lines. You still don't understand what your mission is all about. You think that because you look foreign, because that you sound different, you're not important? I'll tell you a secret. You are the special forces. You are those undercover forces that are able to function and to work and to execute amazing results behind the enemy lines that me, if you're going to see me over there, I won't be able. They're going to expose me in a second. Oh, here it is. In a second, they're going to hunt me down. I'm not able to be there, but you, like a cheetah, you're going to disappear in the savannah. No one will track you. No one can see you. No one will ever suspect you for the qualities that have been given to you by God, that created you in your shape, with your colors, in that family, belong to that community, with that accent, with that vocabulary, with that sense of humor, with those scratches in your brain that makes you unique, because that's your armor. That's your weapon. Those are the tools and the blessings that you've been given by the Creator to use to make the world a safer place, a healthy place, a normal and decent place to live in. But you chose to go to the bars and to drink some schnapps and to lose your mind and to watch the movies and to forget about the purpose of your life. And think about yourself that you are now an Israeli soldier that is getting drunk in Lebanon. You're sick. You're losing your mind. You're going to get killed. Wake up. Wake up. Because when you're going to wake up, you're going to complete the mission, and we cannot make it without you. I'm not able to do the whole job. I'm not able to complete the mission on my own. I'm tiny. I'm driving in my tiny vehicle from Orlando to here. I'm exhausted. I'm already done. I'm not able to talk. Bye. I'm not able to function. I drove 17 hours and then another 4 hours. Texas is like, are you crazy? It's so big. Can't you live together? Like, couldn't you find a smaller place? No, everyone, no. Me, 100 acres. What's going on in those acres? Really nothing. Nothing goes on. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of empty acres. Like, your cows are so bored. Like, they're begging for a shepherd. Like, call us in. Like, call us. Can we come? Like, they're begging. Kill us. Like, do something. Like, we're done. We're tiny. Every one of us is so tiny. But in the same time, so powerful. Can make such amazing changes in lives of people. To inspire your loved ones, to inspire the ones who will listen to you, your colleagues, your partners, your friends, the person that will speak with you in the grocery store, in the supermarket, on the subway, on the highway, on the train, wherever you can find that mission of your life, to use your life experience, to let others enjoy your wisdom that you earned in your mission, in your life, in your path. And if you're going to start talking and revealing and sharing and doing, suddenly you're going to realize that inside of you there is an inner endless spring of wisdom that rises and comes up to the surface and brings sweet knowledge and amazing understandings. The evidence for that is simple for me, and I beg you to take it. I am not a special person. I'm a normal and regular person. I know myself, I know my history. I can tell you a little bit about it to burn your ears, realizing what I went through to get here in 42 years of my life. But I made a change. When I was 18, when I was 19, I decided to move my life from one side to the other, and I went all the way with that. And in those 20 years of my tshuva, I achieved a lot. And to this class, I have not prepared myself. I'm not preparing myself to any of my classes ever. And even if I will sit for hours to prepare myself to a class, when I will come and stand in front of the people, I will talk about other things. Because I'm speaking from my heart the words that I feel that will answer the needs of my friends that are coming to listen to my talks. Means that all the Torah that I'm teaching, all the wisdom that I'm giving is new and fresh. And based on the ancient foundation of our ancestors that revealed the truth to the world. Where they revealed it from? Abraham's kidneys were giving him advice. That is what it's written. His kidneys were pushing out knowledge, wisdom. He was looking inside. He was asking himself questions. He was not part of a tradition. He did not follow his father. He just investigated the world. He looked at the stars. He watched the movements of people. And he realized that something is very off. Something is very wrong. And he decided to investigate more and to put more time to it. And then he found God. So it means that you can find God and that God will find you worthy to speak with as a prophet, as the first one, the head of all believers, to all nations. Even if you have never stood on Mount Sinai, even if you're not Jewish, even if you're not Chassid or Litvish, even if you haven't sat for 20 years in the Beit Midrash and flipping books, even if you're not such a holy one, even if your father was a black magician that was selling idols for his living and twisting minds of people and working for the government of Nimrod as one of his ministers, even if your father and your mother were so far from holiness, you can become a prophet to the eyes of God. You can become so chosen, so loved, based on the dedication and honesty of your heart. You don't need to be a billionaire to be chosen. You don't need to be a scholar. You don't need to be righteous. You don't need to be pure. You just need your heart to function. You just need to listen to the voice of your heart. And then the Creator will speak with you from within. And we're not talking about crazy prophecies and inner loud voices or whatever. No, for that you need to take medicines. This is something else. I'm talking about your inner conscience. I'm talking about the voice of your logic. I'm talking about a simple, quiet spirit that speaks with you all day long. When you open the refrigerator and you think which of those fruits to pick, when you're thinking what book I should read today, when you want to go to the grocery store or you're doubting it and say maybe tomorrow I'll do that, in those moments you have an inner voice that is guiding you and telling you you should, you shouldn't, it's better for you to rest right now, no, it's better for you to finish that before the kids will come. All those thoughts that are coming to your mind are godly voices. Some of them are coming from the illuminated positive side of good, and some of them are coming from the other side, from the sitra achra, from the evil inclination, from the dark side. How will you define? How will you recognize? How will you know how to choose? Ubacharta b'chaim, you should choose life, you should choose good. Here's the answer. When you hear voices that are building you, that are stabilizing you, that gives you hope and strength and faith and trust and positive energy and happiness and joy, follow them. Follow that. God is with you. The light is shining upon you. But when the negative thoughts are coming, there's no way you're going to do it. For sure you're going to fail. Oh, now it's going to kill you. It's going to destroy you. You must act. You have to scream. You have to fight. You have to argue. You're going to be destroyed. It happens to you again and over. And all those negative voices are the dark side. It's simple in the lecture. It's hard in life. And therefore, we need to practice. So every person needs to have at least a few minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, every day, to listen to himself, to sit quietly, and to talk to yourself in a normal and special way, to talk to the Creator, to talk to yourself, to ask yourself, how are you doing? What's going on? How am I doing? Am I good? Things are good? No, I'm bothered. No, I'm worried. Okay, God, listen, I'm worried. I'm afraid. I'm so scared. Something is attacking me. I don't know what to do. Like I'm terrified. I have panic attacks, anxieties. I lost my path. Talk. Talk to the one that you believe that wants your good. Talk to the one that you believe that wants you to succeed. Talk to him in the language that you understand. Pray in your own language. A simple conversation with the Creator means prayer. That is the prayer of Abraham. He didn't have a Siddur book. The Siddur book was written thousands of years later. He was standing in the field, in front of the valley, and talking to God every morning. That's how he established Shacharit for us, the morning prayer. And Isaac, Shacharit was not enough for him. Because when he was praying in the morning, he was good. But into the afternoon, he lost his way. He was so lost and confused, was not stable and solid like his father. No one was like Abraham. Isaac was a little bit weaker. Even though that in the mornings he charged his batteries and he went and he was talking to Hashem and he found a purpose and reason to live, in the noontime he felt a little bit shaky. He had to go again to the field. And he was going in the noontime again to talk. And he was talking. Yitzchak went to talk in the field, to talk with God, to talk to himself, asking himself, Yitzchak, what's going on with you? Why aren't you learning? Why aren't you focusing? Why you have all those thoughts? What's going to be? What's going to happen? Don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? All right, I know. I have that problem. I have that issue. All right, I'm going to talk to my Father about it. Please, Father in heaven, put in the heart of my Father when I'm going to come today and talk to him about that issue for him to understand me, because really I want that thing to be changed already and I don't know how to do it and I need his advice on that. And that was the power for him. And Jacob, he was done. Jacob tried. He went to the field in the morning. He went to the field in the afternoon. And at night, he was all over the place. He lost his mind. The darkness of the evenings would crash him down. Isaac was already asleep after drinking and eating and doing all the seder all day long. Everything was perfect. Yaakov, a teenager, lost his path. He has this crazy brother making him nuts all day long, fighting, stabbing, throwing things at him, stealing all of his collections, tearing his books to parts, losing his mind. What can he do? Oh, in the morning when I charged my battery, it helped me for a while. In the afternoon when I charged my battery, it helped me a little bit longer. Now, when I'm losing my mind, I'm going to go and charge my battery. And that's how we established Ma'ariv for us, the evening night prayer. That's our mission, to go and talk to the Creator, to talk to ourselves, to ask ourselves, who am I? What are my abilities? What are those treasures that the Rabbi said that are treasured inside of me? What is the blessing that I can use? Do I also have that blessing? Can I see that, please, Father in heaven? Can you open my eyes, please? I'm begging. I don't have those 60 years to wait. Can you find a shortcut for me? Can you please teach me in a couple of days what's the purpose of my life? An honest prayer will be always accepted. If you're going to listen to the hints, to the signs, you're going to see the heavenly answer in your path. It's going to come into your life. Suddenly something will shine a little bit more. Suddenly something will rise from the surface. Some video, some conversation, some friend, some advice, some option, some opportunity, some honest conversation with your spouse. Something will happen in your life and you're going to see. And you're going to doubt it and you won't be sure. And that will be the time to go and charge your battery again for another 10 minutes of conversation. I saw you were hinting. I had that thought. I felt like it was reminding me of something we spoke about. Please, can you make it clearer? Is there a way for me to understand it in a brighter way? Please, Hashem, please help me. I'm lost here. I can't do it without you. And here you have the recipe for success. You have the answer to all your questions. Because on all your issues and all your problems, you can always talk to the Creator. And remember, the Creator's name means that He is creating the reality, that He can change nature for you and for me and for all of us as public. It's in His hands to force the world to His will. When we are forcing our will to His will, when we are forcing ourselves to want what that He wants, and what He wants, He is good, He wants our goodness. He is generous, He wants us to all be wealthy. He is the healer one, He wants us all to be healthy. That's what He wants. But He wants it to rise from the ground. He wants it all, the redemption, the complete salvation, to come through us, from our hands. That healing will spread to the world by the doctors and nurses. That mental health will spread to the world by the therapists and by the coaches and by the teachers. That education will come down to the world by the worthy teachers. That amazing buildings will be built by the builders. That amazing art will reveal godliness by the painters and by the artists. That all the gardens will bloom with fantastic gardens and flowers and trees with amazing fruits by the gardeners, by the farmers. That is the individual redemption in the public's one, the complete one. That everyone will find his point in Avodat Hashem while serving God and living our lives and connecting himself from within to the source of life that will revive and make his environment grow and bloom and rise and shine together with all the rest of the universe. Thank you, and may Hashem bless us and answer to all our prayers immediately. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Emunah Project is a non-profit organization that is willing to help you not to pay your taxes to the government. So please support our work, and we're going to supply you with the tax-deductible paper that you so desire. And please help us and support us. Gas is not for free. Our road expenses are very, very super high. And the amazing Emunah Project expenses are those are the mountains peak that are also being covered in the days of the flood. You understand? They're so high and still covered with water. So please help us and support our work. We have amazing books that have been written by Humble Me, and children books that have been illustrated by Humble Me, and my wife helped me so much. And what else? CDs and everything, we're offering them for sale here and also on our amazing website, emunah.com, and you can find us on all social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Likey, everywhere. We're everywhere, thank God. Thank you so much, and may the Creator, like we said, answer to all our prayers immediately, in no time. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Thank you.